mobiles on silent or switch off or aeroplane mode. One of them, please. If we hear any mobiles taking off, those mobiles will be ours. Please remember, any mobiles taking off during the talks, we will be just pick up the mobile and it's ours. So request you to kindly put off all mobiles. Thank you.
இது ரொம்ப அதிகமாக இருக்கு. இவ்வளோ வேண்டாங்க. கொஞ்சம் கூட கம்மி பண்ணலாம், கண்ணில் அடிக்குது.
Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. Ramana Maharshi Center for Learning and Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi Research Center, Bangalore extend a very warm and a hearty welcome to devotees and fellow seekers in the path of Atma Vidya to the 42nd National Seminar and cultural celebrations. We also celebrate the Founders' Day today. We start as usual with an invocation to Bhagavan, seeking his presence, his blessings. Prayer by Srimati V. Radha, the music teacher of Ramana Center, Bangalore.
தாயே தமரே தயவே இறைவா தலைவா ரமணா நமோ நமோ. தாயே தமரே தயவே இறைவா தலைவா ரமணா நமோ நமோ. தீனபக்தர் அகத்தில் அருள் செய்யும் தீர ரமணா நமோ நமோ. துரியாய் அரியாய் சுகமே சுடரே பெரியோ ரமணா நமோ நமோ. தூவெளி காணும் தூளி கண்ணே ஸ்வயம் பிரகாஷ நமோ நமோ. தென்முகமாகிய மோன சதா சிவ ஸ்ரீ குருமூர்த்தி நமோ நமோ. தூவெளி காணும் தூளி கண்ணே ஸ்வயம் பிரகாஷ நமோ நமோ. தென்முகமாகிய மோன சதா சிவ ஸ்ரீ குருமூர்த்தி நமோ நமோ. தாயே தமரே தயவே இறைவா தலைவா ரமணா நமோ நமோ. देवदेव महेश परात्पर दीनबन्धो नमो नमो देवदेव महेश परात्पर दीनबन्धो नमो नमो தைரியம் கொள்ளும் சாதர்கென்றும் கையீர்கனியே நமோ நமோ தொல்லருணாச்சல ஜோதி ஸ்வரூபா வல்லவரமணா நமோ நமோ தோன்றிப்புவிமே சுடரறிவூட்டும் பூன்ற பொருளே நமோ நமோ தொல்லருணாச்சல ஜோதி ஸ்வரூபா வல்லவரமணா நமோ நமோ தோன்றிப்புவிமே சுடரறிவூட்டும் பூன்ற பொருளே நமோ நமோ தாயே தமரே தயவே இறைவா தலைவா ரமணா நமோ நமோ தாயே தமரே தயவே இறைவா தலைவா ரமணா நமோ நமோ தலைவா ரமணா நமோ நமோ தலைவா ரமணா நமோ நமோ.
That was a fine rendition by Radha of Sadhu Om Swami's composition on Bhagavan. I now call upon the President, Ramana Maharshi Center for Learning, Dr. Sharada Natarajan, and President Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi Research Center, Sri Venkatesh Deshpandeji, to kindly come over to the dais and inaugurate the English session of the talks by placing a bouquet at the feet of our founders. Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir.
என்ன கேட்டா நான் பண்ணிக்கிறேன்.
Before we go into the program, we've had the proud privilege to have Sri Anna here amidst us. We would want to release two new publications of the center. One is titled Atma Vidya in Adhyatma Ramayana by Sri Ji Kameshwar. The other one is in Tamil, Ramana Maharshi Badil Alikirar. This is a translation of Sri A.R. Natarajan's work, The Maharshi Answers, and the translation is by Dr. Pranatarthiharan. I would request our President, Dr. Sharada Natarajan, to kindly release it for Bangalore by handing over a copy of both of these books to Sri Nochur. Thank you. Well, it's been over 4 decades that the Ramana Center continues with its trademark passion to carry the message of Maharshi to one and all. Of course, more so specifically in Bangalore because this center is headquartered in Bangalore. It is here that we pause, remember with relish and gratitude the human contribution of our founder, Sri A.R. Natarajan, be it this platform, this forum, this superstructure, or the activities and wings of the center, all have been possible or made possible only due to divine and divya sankalpa of our founder, Sri A.R. Natarajan. With him in our thoughts, and prayers to Bhagavan, we go on with the agenda set for the day. As part of the 42nd National Seminar and Cultural Festival, we had a day-long session of talks in Kannada yesterday at Sri Ramana Maharshi Shrine. Today's sessions and talks are going to be in English, and Anna would sort of be inaugurating the English session. In terms of introduction for Anna, I have a CFE, but I don't think I need to go into all of that. I could only say that he hails and he is in the venues of the greatest preceptors of our school of thought, Advaita, hailing from Nochur and Palakkad, the base of the Bhagavad Pada. He is now at the foot of Arunachala with Bhagavan Ramana, yet another preceptor of the Advaita philosophy. Over to Anna and his talk. It's going to be the inaugural session. Thank you.
नमः परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यः हरिः ओम। अंतरायतिमिरूपशान्तिः शान्तपावनमचिन्त्य वैभवं तन्नरं वपुषि कुञ्जरं मुखे मन्महे किमपि तुन्दिलं महः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनां सोहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम्। आवर्तपुर्यां जनितं प्रपद्ये पाण्ड्येशदेशे विहृतं प्रपद्ये शोणाचलप्रस्थचरं प्रपद्ये भिक्षुं तपःक्लेशसहं प्रपद्ये आब्रह्मकीटान्तसमं प्रपद्ये जितारिषड्वर्गमहं प्रपद्ये सर्वज्ञतासारभृतं प्रपद्ये निस्सीमकारुण्यनिधिं प्रपद्ये अस्मात्प्रपञ्चादधिकं प्रपद्ये विश्वाधिकोक्तेर्विषयं प्रपद्ये कालग्रहग्राहभयापनुत्यै कृतान्तशिक्षाकृतिनं प्रपद्ये विनेतुमार्तिं विषयाध्वजन्यां विज्ञानमूर्तिं दधतं प्रपद्ये कन्दर्पदर्पज्वरवारणाय कामारिलीलावतरं प्रपद्ये आजन्मवर्णिव्रतिनं प्रपद्ये कुण्डीभृतं दण्डधरं प्रपद्ये ब्रह्मासनध्यानरतं प्रपद्ये ब्रह्मात्मभूयं यतिनं प्रपद्ये हरं प्रपद्ये विजरं प्रपद्ये स्वतन्त्रतायाः सदनं प्रपद्ये अमेयसामर्थ्यवहं प्रपद्ये विशुद्धविज्ञानिवरं प्रपद्ये दौर्भाग्यतापत्रयकर्ममोहसन्तापहन्तारमहं प्रपद्ये यथार्थसङ्कल्पमपेतपापम् अवाप्तकामं विशुचं प्रपद्ये मनःप्रसादं भजतां ददानं मुग्धस्मितोल्लासिमुखं प्रपद्ये व्यथामशेषां व्यपनीयमूदप्रदेन नाम्ना रमणं प्रपद्ये शिवं प्रपद्ये शिवदं प्रपद्ये गुरुं प्रपद्ये गुणिनं प्रपद्ये मदीयहृत्पद्मजुषं प्रपद्ये शरण्यमीशं शरणं प्रपद्ये हृदयकुहरमध्ये केवलं ब्रह्ममात्रं ह्यहमहमिति साक्षात् आत्मरूपेण भाति हृदि विषमनसा स्वं चिन्वतामज्जतावां पवनचलनरोधाद् आत्मनिष्ठो भवत्वम्। अपारसच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। It's really Bhagavan's boundless grace that today we are here to contemplate on Bhagavan. That alone is the purpose of life. Idam hi pumsaha tapasah shrutasya va svishtasya suktasya cha buddhidattayoho avichutorthah kavibhirnirupito yad uttama shloka gunanuvarnanam. There is a shloka in Srimad Bhagavata which says the fruit of tapas and profound study of the scriptures and also performance of various yajnas, the result is that you have the Lord in your heart and incessantly you narrate His life, His teachings. That is the purpose of life. Because in Satsang, when you speak about the Lord, both the listener and the speaker gets purified. It is not that we can just completely explain or completely expound Bhagavan's teachings. In Shiva Mahimana Stotram, there is one word where the Pushpadanta says, Punami tyarthesmin puramathana buddhir vyavasitam. I have entered into this act so that I will get purified. Punamiti arthesmin puramathana buddhir vyavasita. Because that Shiva Mahima, Arunachala Mahima, that Shiva Mahimana Stotram is a very profound work. And according to our Itihasa tradition, it is said that the author is a Yaksha. His name is Pushpadanta. He wrote those verses on Shiva, and there is a very interesting anecdote. He wanted to publish the book, release it from the hand of Shiva himself from Kailas. So in front of Shiva he wanted to chant those verses. So he went to Kailas. When he went there, Nandikeshwara was standing there. He said, you cannot see Lord without pre-permission. And this devotee said, there is no law, there is no rule between a devotee and Bhagavan. You should not come in between. So, give way I have to go and see Shiva now. Nandikeshwara said, oh, you are such a great devotee. Why are you going to see Lord now? He said, I have written Shiva Mahimana Stotram. So I want to chant it before Ishvara. That is the first thing I want to do. So Nandikeshwara asked, oh, is it a new work? Yes, it is fresh. Nobody has heard that verse. Only Shiva should listen first. So Nandikeshwara said, then let me hear that. No, I will chant only to Shiva. Then Nandikeshwara said, just now you told that there is no difference between a devotee and the Lord. So why don't you chant at least one verse so that I can let you in? So he said, okay. Asita girisamam syat kajjalam sindhu patram. That first pada he chanted. Nandikeshwara said, the next pada, Nandikeshwara was chanting. Surataru varashakha lekhani patramurvi. He was shocked because he thought nobody has heard that verse and he has written it. It's a unique work and here he is finding another devotee chanting the same verse. He again wanted to try. Yadi likhati grihitva sharada sarvakalam. And Nandikeshwara came out with the last line. Tadapi tava gunanam isha param nayati. He was shocked. He said, how come you have learnt what I have written in solitude? Nandikeshwara laughed, and the story goes, in all his 32 teeth, he could see each verse inscribed. So then he understood that whatever you are writing, it is already there. Everything is there, you only have a vision of it. It only passes through you. Then he said, oh Lord, I am not chanting this as a new work. I am just doing it so that I will become purified. Punamiti arthespin puramathana buddhir vyavasita. It is not to just enlist your glory. I am chanting because I will get purified. So, that is the purpose of Satsanga. That is what the Bhagavata says. If you have to speak, speak about God. Do not speak about I, do not speak about you, do not speak about he. These are the three things which will come when we speak. I will speak about either myself, or about some another person, or about you. These three will come. Bhagavan says in Akshara Manamale, he says, Ni nan ara puli nidam kalimayamai nindidum nilai arul arunachala. He says, Arunachala, give me that ecstatic state where there is no duality, there is no sense of I, you, he, all these persons are gone. Only that Parama Purusha is there, Arunachala is there. Give me that Nirvikalpa state. So, for that, a spiritual practice is training ourselves not to speak about any person. Neither the mind is always speaking about our own story. If you observe the mind, it has only one subject, that is me, me, me. I went there, I did this, I did that. He spoke to me, he is not liking me, he likes me very much. Always the mind is a great kathakara. And always the katha is I. So, to remove that hero from that platform, you put Bhagavan there. You put Guru there. Ishvara there. So that is the purpose of this katha. To become pure, train the mind to think about the transcendental. so that it will not come to this earthly plane. It will not come to this ego plane. So that is the purpose of this satsanga. And this is also, Ekanath Maharaj in one of his, Ekanathi Bhagavati says, it is a samadhi experience. Because when there is no I, you or anything, it is samadhi experience. So today, the subject announced is Arunachala Pancharatnam. But I have changed the subject because Arunachala Pancharatnam already, it is recorded, is available. So, we are taking the essence of Upadesha Sara. That is the subject. Bhagavans, you devotees know about Upadesha Sara. That is also Shiva Upadesham. It is, Shiva is giving that Upadesha to the sages in Darukavana. So that is the Sandarbha. So in that spot, Muruganar requested, prayed to Bhagavan to write his Upadesha. So this is Upadesha Sara. I am directly going to the teaching. Just a condensed form of Upadesha Sara. That's all. Upadesha Saram means essence. You want that Saram. What is our life called? Samsaram. In Malayalam, speaking is samsaram. That is what we said just before. See, if you speak, samsara will happen. We can see that teaching when Narayana Guru came to Bhagavan. He found Bhagavan's state and wrote how to speak. In the speech, there is no movement of ego. There is no enquiry about the ego of another person. Where are you coming from? What is your name? What is your caste? What is your job? Nothing. Ko nama deshaha, ka jatihi, pravrittihi ka, kiyadvayaha, ityadi vada uparatihi, yasya tasyeva nirvritihi. That is what Narayana Guru wrote when he saw Bhagavan. He wrote, Bhagavan is not asking, what is your name? Or where are you coming from? If you say from Kerala, suppose if some person comes from Kerala now, and you ask if he says from Kerala, then news will come out like hornets. Thoughts will happen. All kind of disturbing things will come. So these kind of questions are not there. Just that Advaita Sthiti, the Advaita Nishtha. So I should be very careful because we have to condense Upadesha Sara. So samsara means, in Malayalam it is speech, it is very sad, in Tamil it is wife. Somebody has, some humorous person, some rasika has used that word like that. There is no authority for it. In Malayalam also it is not right. Because in literary Malayalam, you will not find it. So samsara cannot be wife. But that is what they say, because generally it happens like that. So, samsara means, in Sanskrit, generally what we say is, it is suffering. It's flux. Janana, marana. Again and again you come back. Birth, death, old age. All kind of suffering, and the cause is ignorance. So that is what we call as samsara. Generally in Sanskrit, you should not say Sanskrit, Samskrita. There you find sam, that prefix is there. Samskrita means that which is done well, very refined language. Samyak kritam. So sam always means well. It means perfect. So samsara should mean only perfect essence. But we don't use that word like that. We use it as asare samsare. Shankaracharya in his Shivananda Lahari says, "Oh Lord, I don't find any sara in this samsara. Asare samsare nija bhajana dure jadadhiyam Brahmantam mam andham parama kripaya patum uchitam." Oh Lord, I am a blind person. I have come to this world, and in this samsara I don't find any sara. There is no essence. Asare samsare. And I am wasting my life. Nija bhajana dure. There he could have used Shiva bhajana dure. But deliberately he used Nija bhajana dure. Far away from contemplating on the self. Far away from knowing the self. Worshipping the Atma Vastu. That is Shiva. Far away from bhakti, from jnana, from vairagya, from spiritual life. I am wasting. Jadadhiya brahmantam. My brain has become dull, inert, shrouded in darkness. It is clouded. So Lord, please give me that devotion, that Shiva bhakti, he says. So samsara should have samsara. In English also it is right. Samsara must be there. There is one beautiful verse which Shankaracharya quotes in many places in his Bhashyam. Samsarameva nissaram buddhva. First you have to come to that conclusion that the usual life which you see in the world, that is taking birth, going to school, studying something, earning money, getting married, having children, all those things are not wrong. But you are not in search of the transcendental. You are not in search of that which will make you complete, which will make you full. So when that search is not there, it is nissaram. It is nonsense. Samsarameva nissaram buddhva. First you come to that state of recognition. Then what do? Saradidrikshaya. In search of the essence. In search of the real purpose of life. In search of that ananda. Pravrajanti. That pravrajana means, sannyasa is also pravrajana, but pravrajana means quest of the truth. Pravrajanti akrutodvaha. Udvaha generally means marriage, means worldly life. Akrutodvaha param vairagyam ashritaha, with immense dispassion. Not allowing the mind to go to non-essentials, you go in search of God, in search of the truth, and find the sara. You churn the sara out of this samsara samudra. So that is what a spiritual aspirant has to do. He has to churn out the essence, churn out the sweetness, churn out the truth. So that is what we are now going to see, what Bhagavan gives in his Upadesha Sara. Sara of the teaching, Upadesha. Essence of the teaching. Teaching of whom? Teaching of the Vedas. Teaching of Shiva. That is teaching of Bhagavan. Arunachala is Shiva, is Veda. Bhagavan says in Arunachala Aksharamana Malai, Vedantatte Veru Ara Vilangum Veda Porul Arul Arunachala. Arunachala, you are the embodiment of Veda. You are the import of Veda. Implied meaning of Veda. You are Veda itself. So the essence of Vedas is given in this Upadesha Saram. What all are there in the Veda? Veda is not simply a book. It is complete teaching which is given to everyone. So, what is there in Vedas? Upadesha. Upadesha means, Upa means very near. Dishati means points out. Something which you are searching here and there, the Guru is pointing it out in your own heart. So that is real Upadesha. Upadishati, Samipe dishati, Atmani eva dishati. So that is Upadesha. So in this Upadesha Sara, first I have put some barricades. First step is karma. See, the first stage is with this body. And the body is the field of action. So there, I will just very speedily go to Bhagavan's teaching. But first, we have to see, Upadesha starts with karma. Karturajñaya prapyate phalam karma kim param karma tad jadam. Mere karma cannot give you that spiritual illumination. Mere karma is jada. The fruit has to come from the Lord. The fruit happens according to the bhava of the performer. So any action by itself cannot become divine. Even puja. Puja becomes divine when there is bhava inside you. Otherwise you make a robot to do puja. Now they have started. It will perfectly without mistake chant the mantras. You need not pay money to it. It is a karma yogi. No desire for fruit. No desire for recognition. But is it puja? It is jada. The action is same. Mantras are perfect. Everything is correct. You can make a robot look like a pujari also. Very radiant pujari. But it will not be puja because bhava is not there. Mimamsaka says, what is bhava? Bhavituhu, bhavananukulaha, vyapara vishesha. That the inwardly you have a concept about the divine. As Bhagavan had, you see, in his childhood, used to think Arunachala is not in this world. He never thought Arunachala is a hill, it is Tiruvannamalai, a place in Tamil Nadu. No. Something in his heart was always throbbing Arunachala, Arunachala. But he thought that is something transcendental, beyond time, beyond space, beyond the reach of human mind. Arivarum Shiruvayadadu mudal Arunachalam miga peridu ena arivinilanga. Peridu means Brahman. Vedas also says peridu. Veda says Brahman Brihat. It says Brihat. Brihadvadema vidathesu viraha. Brihat means the infinite. So Bhagavan here uses the word peridu. Miga peridu ena arivinilanga. Arigilanadan porul. I was not aware of it. I was neither aware that it is a hill, nor was I aware that it is the self inside me. There was just bhava. See, that is the case with every devotee. You hear Bhagavan Nama, there is bhava. You need not know the meaning of it. There is no meaning. You say Namah Shivaya. You ask, what is the meaning for Namah Shivaya? No meaning. Namah Shivaya is Shiva. That is what in Shaiva they say, Namah Shivaya Varga. First Namaskara is for that Panchakshara. Namah Shivaya Varga. Nathan Tal Varga. That Namah Shivaya is Shiva. Arunachala, that very name is Arunachala. You need not even know the form. That Shabda itself is enough. Many devotees ask me, did Ramana Bhagavan ever speak about Nama Japa? I always say, nobody has spoken about Nama Japa like Bhagavan. Because even he did not speak Nama Japa. He says, the moment you listen to the name of the Lord, you should not be there. பெயர் நினைத்திடவே பிடித்து இழுத்தனை உன் பெருமை யார் அறிவார் அருணாச்சல. அன்போடு உன் நாமம் கேள் அன்பர் தம் அன்பருக்கு அன்பனாயிட அருள் அருணாச்சல. So that is bhava. That bhava bala must be there. See, first bhava bala, then only bhavanatita sadbhava susthiti. That we will see later. So bhava bala is bhakti. Bhava bala is upasana. All what Ramana Center for Learning is doing is only bhava bala. The dance, Bhagavan's Nama Sankirtana, everything is bhava bala. First that bhava bala must be there. All these bhakti granthas are all bhava bala. Without bhava bala, you cannot go to bhavanatita sadbhava susthiti. First you should have reverence. You should have bhakti. Mere listening is enough. Madguna shruti matrena, says Bhagavatam. By mere listening, the inner being shines forth. You know what Bhagavatam calls that bhakti? It says, it is nirguna bhakti, it says. Gunatita bhakti. So that is it. So bhava. So without bhava, any kind of spiritual practice will not have any effect. Even yoga practice. Many people do yoga because it is a good exercise. You become more healthy. You can be more worldly. So, if you have bhava, that itself can become a spiritual thing. Otherwise, it is a physical activity. So, the first stage, Bhagavan says, karma can bind you. The same karma, if you offer to the Lord, can release you. Ishwarar pitam, nechaya kritam, chitta shodhagam, mukti sadhagam. So this is very important. The beginning of Upadesha Sara is, first we have to handle our field of action. The very action that is binding you can release you. We will ask whether any action can release us. That is why Bhagavad Gita Krishna gave the extreme example of war. Ghora karma. Arjuna is asking Krishna, Krishna, if I have to act, I will do some puja. Why do you want me to fight? And Bhagavan says, Arjuna, that is what you are made of. Your every cell is fighting. If you have to get released from that vasana, there is no other way. You have to offer your fighting vasana to me. Mam anusmara yudhyacha. If you take to puja, that is bhayankara. Arjuna says, bhayavaha. Bhagavan calls it bhayavaha. Paradharmo bhayavaha. Your swadharma is your puja. So fight. So that is the first Upadesha. Whatever may be our field of action, we can spiritualize it. We can make it spiritual. Whatever may be your karma, that can be spiritualized. When Annamalai Swami came to Bhagavan, Annamalai Swami was thinking that Bhagavan will give him Upadesha and will make him meditate. And when he came to Bhagavan, for 16 years, Bhagavan did not allow him ever to sit even for 5 minutes in meditation. Always he will be making him work, doing all the masonry work in ashram, this dining hall, in ashram, whatever you see now, all these buildings, they were all constructed by him. And whenever he came to Bhagavan's hall, Bhagavan will start speaking about construction. Say how much cement, how much bricks, how many workers are working. He got bored, fed up, because other devotees are coming and Bhagavan is speaking to them about Atma Vidya, all spiritual things. But whenever I enter, he starts speaking about building. And one day he asked Bhagavan, I am so unfortunate because other devotees are getting satsang, but whenever I come, you start speaking about construction. Then you know what Bhagavan said? In Tamil I would first say, Bhagavan said, Enna pandrathu voy, oma paakkarthiye kattidan nadandu vara madri irukku. What to do? When I see you a big building walking. That means that samskara is there. It has to be cleansed. So, see, if you read books, you cannot know what Bhagavan is. He was guiding them according to wherever they are. From there he took them. So for 16 years he made him work. After that, one day he told him, go to Palakot. And there is no place to stay. He just obeyed his master's words, went there. And you know that work also was not very smooth. Bhagavan will come, Chinnaswami, ashram's president, will tell Annamalai Swami to construct a small cow shed. Bhagavan will come there and will tell him, construct a big cow shed, plan a big cow shed, and don't tell Chinnaswami that I have told you. It's enough. See, can you imagine such a Bhagavan? That is the way. How Bhagavan has moved with his Parshadas, disciples, devotees. You have to go through these reminiscences. One day Annamalai Swami says, he had some bad thought coming inside him. He could not control. And he was sitting near Bhagavan. And it was midday time, noon time, perhaps April or May, very hot. And of course Bhagavan never wore any chappals. He made him stand on a rock, on the pretext of speaking about this construction. And standing there for more than an hour, Bhagavan was speaking. His feet was burning, head is also burning. It is like standing in the midst of fire. And he was thinking, why Bhagavan is torturing me like this? After few minutes, he found all those samskaras, those thoughts which were appearing inside, everything was burnt. Don't go and stand in some hot fireplace. That is not a technique. Just for that moment, it worked. So these devotees used to narrate many incidents like that. So, slowly Bhagavan made him give up action and made him stay in Palakote. And later on Bhagavan said, you need not come to ashram, I will come there. You can see me there. And every day Bhagavan used to go for a walk and Annamalai Swami used to meet him there. And later Bhagavan stopped that also. And he could not meet Bhagavan. He felt very sad. And one day he met Bhagavan on the way. In search of Bhagavan, he came and asked Bhagavan, I am not able to see you these days. The longing is so much. I am not able to come to ashram also. Although you are very near, I am not able to see you. Bhagavan said, asked him, are you a Nastika? It's very shocking. Are you a Nastika? Nastika means, atheist. Are you a atheist? He was shocked. Bhagavan, why are you asking me like that? He is an atheist who wants to see anything other than the self. This he did not say first. It is the last teaching. If you want to see anything other than the Atma Vastu, etra anyat pashyati, anyat shrinoti, anyat vijanati, alpam, is an atheist, is an atheist, is an agnostic, is an astika. So that is how Bhagavan guided him. So very 96, only up to 96 he was there. So karma, slowly karma is made to swallow itself. Karma, you purify the karma, you make it Ishwararpitam, the desire is removed, and Chitta Shodhagam, the mind becomes pure. All the sadhanas are there to purify the mind. When the mind is sufficiently purified, generally nobody will accept that their mind is impure. If you call them for satsang, they will say, that is all not necessary. Just you should have a pure mind, that's all. As if it is the simplest thing to get. Shankaracharya says, Tan manashodhanam karyam prayatnena mumukshuna. With all effort, the only thing that you have to get is a pure mind. Bhakti is for purifying the mind. Karma yoga is for purifying the mind. Everything is for purifying the mind. Tan manashodhanam. When the mind is sufficiently pure, in a pure mind, this Brahma Jijnasa will arise. This quest for the Atma Vastu will arise. See what happened in Bhagavan's life. Nobody to guide him. From within the quest woke up. From within this enquiry happened, who am I? What is the nature of the I? I am not the body. How did it happen? Only to few people. That we can only explain according to our Shastras. That is purity of the mind. Somewhere you become pure through devotion. When the mind becomes pure through devotion, Bhagavata says you can see the Atma, the self, as if you can see the splendorous sun. Yarhyabjanabha charaneshanayoru bhaktya cheto malani vidhamet gunakarmajani tasmin vishuddha upalabhyata atma tattvam sakshad yathamala drishoho savitr prakasha. With a clear eye, as you see the sun, so too you can behold the inner being, inner self. So, to purify the mind is karma. And then Bhagavan came to the next step. This Vishwa, this world, itself is Ishvara. Jagata, that is of course the last Sakshatkara. But here Bhagavan gives it as a puja vastu. If you want to do puja, what you see through the senses, this Jagat, is Isha. In Vishnu Sahasranama, what is the first name? Vishwam. Vishwam means Vishnu. But if you look for the meaning in a Sanskrit dictionary, Vishwam, what will you find? World, universe. So, I am asking, which is right? Dictionary meaning or Vishnu Sahasranama? For the ignorant one, dictionary meaning is right. This is world. For the knower, this is Ishvara. So traveling from dictionary to Vishnu Sahasranamam is spiritual life. So here Bhagavan says, Jagata Isha Dhi Yukta Sevanam. This Jagat is there. Whatever you see is Jagat. Jagat means that changeful. That which undergoes change. This samsara. So many people are there. Whatever you see them as Ishvara. You have the Ishvara Bhava. How can I have Ishvara Bhava? When I see somebody, he looks like a dirty person with all weaknesses. I know his nature. I cannot see God in him. See, it's a spiritual secret. Bhagavata, Narayana Kavacham is there. Kavacham means, armor, which can protect your body from weapons. Like that, you need spiritual protection. From whom? From psychic things. When you see negative things, you get affected. So how to protect yourself? You have to have a spiritual kavacham. And that spiritual kavacham is Yatohi Bhagavaneva Vastutaha Sadasachayat. In reality, according to the Shastras, according to Pramana, whatever you see is really Bhagavan. You are not seeing it as Bhagavan is because of your ignorance. Now you accept the fact that Shastra is true, not what I see. And accept the Shastra Vachana, and whenever you see something negative, something good if you see, you will have raga, attachment. Something bad you see, you will have dvesha. Both are wrong. You see good things, you have attachment, you want it. You want to own it, possess it. There also envy will come. Jealousy may happen. So there also dosha is there. Guna dosha, drishir dosha. When you see guna or dosha, there is dosha. So to protect yourself, see only Bhagavan. Tvayarpita manasa tvam pasyan sarvam tavakrititaya. In Arunachala Pancharatnam, Bhagavan says, when you see everything is as Arunachala, that is ultimate spiritual victory. Sajjayati Arunachala. In Tamil, Bhagavan says, Velgum. It is the spiritual victory. You need not sit with closed eyes. With open eyes, when you see everything as Arunachala, nothing will hurt you. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, you will not damage yourself. Na hinasti atmana atmanam. You will not hurt yourself. By seeing something negative, you will not hurt yourself. You have to use this kavacha, that everything is Ishvara, everything is Ishvara, and with that buddhi, you serve. Bhagavan said serve. How to serve? Even a respect, a namaskara is also a service. If they want food, give food. If they want cloth, give cloth. If they want knowledge, give knowledge. That is a puja. Ashtamurti Brid Deva Pujanam. And Bhagavan gives this name for Shiva, Ashtamurti. Yennuru. In Tamil it is Ennuru. Yavum Irayuru Amena Yenni Valipadal Untipare. Everything is Ishvara, Shiva. Earth, water, fire, air, space, this Panchabhuta. Then sun, moon and Chaitanya. This is Ashtamurti. So this Ashtamurti is Ishvara Swarupa. You see whatever in the world, you serve with Ishvara Bhava. This is practical for any Grihastha. But we will forget. That is our problem. Whole Vedic tradition is only a training for this. When you perform some Shraddha karma, you invite a Brahmin, make him sit there and say he is Mahavishnu Swarupa. Many people ask, when I see his character, I don't feel like doing puja to him. How can I see Mahavishnu in him? See, you cannot have Mahavishnu directly from Vaikuntha. Whoever you get, he is Mahavishnu. Whatever may be his character, whoever he may be, even a Hiranyakashipu will do. Because in him also there is only Lord. The outer, that covering alone is bad. Inwardly, if you go and see the Lord there and ignore the outer thing and do puja, slowly that will help that person also, and you are also benefited. You see Narayana there, you see Arunachaleshwara there. That is what Bhagavan trained his mother. One day, some women who were working grass cutters in Arunachala. In those days, this caste system was very rigid. And they were very poor also. So they cannot go to the town and get something to eat. That was difficult. And they are damn tired. And they came to Skandashram after, with a bunch of grass, and said, Swami, every day Bhagavan will give water to them. So, Swami, we are very hungry. Then Bhagavan called Kunjaswami and said, ask mother, she would have cooked. Aragammal would have cooked. Ask her to bring her food and give it to them. Kunjaswami knew Aragamma was very strict. If somebody eats before her, she has to take bath and again cook. That is a spiritual practice. As a spiritual practice, that is good. You should not look it from this social reformation brain. That is just to keep a sadhaka pure. Everybody has to cook their own food, untouched by anyone. That is a sadhana, it is good. But she used to hold on to it very rigidly. So Kunjaswami went inside and told Aragammal that Bhagavan is asking for the food that you have cooked. These women have come. They are very hungry. And Aragammal also hesitated. She said, I have not taken my regular lunch. Kunjaswami came and reported. Bhagavan said, ask her to come. She came and said, see, இவாளுக்கெல்லாம் ரொம்ப பசிக்கிறதா, சாப்பாடு கொடு. They are all very hungry. Bring the food. There also she just expressed, I have not finished. And she is very old, so she was thinking that Bhagavan will know my difficulty, because in this old age, after she will, from her heart she will give, because even in Tiruchuri, she used to feed even Muslim students in the house. There was no caste feeling or anything. So, but here Bhagavan wanted to convey her a profound teaching. Bhagavan said, see, they are all hungry. And when she hesitated, he said, look at them. And she looked. They are all ordinary women, grass cutters, very hard working women, sweating, the body is sweating so much. Bhagavan said, you know who they are? She was about to answer. Before that, Bhagavan said, Arunachala Swarupam. It's all Arunachala Swarupam. That is it. She just stood in Samadhi. Because when the Sadguru, a Deshika like Bhagavan, is pointing it out, she had the vision. She beheld Arunachala there as the Atma Vastu, She looked at everyone as Arunachala, and that is all. She just ran inside and brought the food and served it. Jagata Ishadhi Yukta Sevanam. It is not social service. It is a spiritual practice. In Bhagavatam, Grihastha Dharma, they say, a Grihastha has to give food to the squirrels, to the dog, to the cow, even to the rats, even to the snakes, camel. And Atmanaha Putravat Pashyet, Natesham Antaram Kiyat. You know what the Bhagavata says? There is no difference between your children and them. You have to see Ishvara inside them and feed, then it becomes a profound, powerful spiritual practice. In Kerala there was one Avadhuta, Chatambi Swami. Swami was Avadhuta, very powerful yogi. He used to wander about. Once he went to a regular devotee's home, and that devotee said, Swami, welcome, I was waiting for you. You always tell us not to hurt any creature. But see, it is very difficult. The whole house is full of rats. Now we have to hand over the house to them and walk out. And he displayed one of his veshti to Swami and said, see, it's all torn to pieces. Now I am going to poison them. Whatever you may say, it is very difficult to live with them. My new, very fresh mundi is gone. Veshti is gone. The Swami said, see, you should not behave like this. See, all creatures are Lord's children. There is God inside everyone. Oh, you can say all these spiritual things, but we are in loss. Then Swami took some rice grains, put it, and sang a raga. He was a good singer also. And all the rats came in front. And he said, in Malayalam he said, ഇയാളുടെ മുണ്ട് കടിച്ച ആള് നേരിയത് കടിച്ച ആളൊന്ന് മാറി നോക്കൂ. He just ordered the person who has torn his veshti, just move this side. One rat just moved this side. And he said, see, you should not do this. If you start doing like this, these people will poison us. It is us. See, he joined with them and said, if you do like this, these people will poison us. And the story goes like this, there was not even a single rat was seen in that house after that. They all left. They found this is more dangerous. So that is Sarvabhuta Hridayam. See, Sarvabhuta Hridaya. So that is how squirrels used to play with Bhagavan. All creatures used to play with Bhagavan. Cow Lakshmi was so attached to Bhagavan because not that he was seeing some Shiva or Vishnu in them. He was only seeing like us. But how to see Atma there? Drishtim Jnanamayim Kritva Pashyet Brahmamayam Jagat. With the Jnana Drishti only you can see Brahman. With the Jnana Drishti means Pramana Drishti. You know Atma alone is the truth. You see the Atma Vastu inside, and with that intuition you know the self is there in everybody. And with that bhava you behave. That is Jagata Ishadhi Yukta Sevanam. You have to respect everybody. That reverence must be there. You must be conscious that you are speaking to the divine being. You are serving the divine being. Athamam sarveshu bhuteshu bhutatmanam kritalayam arhayet dana manabhyam maitriya abhinnena chakshusha. Kapila Bhagavan says in Bhagavatam. You see me in every creature, and with friendliness and with Advaita Drishti. There is no difference between me and him, that kind of oneness. You serve, Danamanabhyam. If they want food, if they want clothes, you can give them. Or simply respecting will do. That kind of bhakti will purify the mind. Jagata Ishati Yukta Sevanam, that is real worship of Shiva. But don't think that alone is worship. You should not do Shivalinga Puja, you should not. No, that is not that. Here, that relationship, samsara, what we call as samsara is relationship. Relationship becomes very difficult. Nowadays it is a very complex thing. Samsara. The real translation in English for samsara is internet. I net you, you net me. Mutual webbing. I will trap you, you will trap me. Collective, mutual hypnosis. So that is samsara. This samsara you can transform as sannyasa, as Ishvara. How? By knowing that Ishvara alone is there inside everyone. Jagata Ishadhi Yukta Sevanam Ashtamurti Brit Deva Pujan. It is the puja that you can do to Shiva. So that is a sevavriti which Bhagavan has given here. And now upasana. What is the time now? Upasana is uttamastavad uchchamandadaha chittajam japa dhyanam uttamam. I am simply saying japa is very powerful. It is a very powerful aid for self-enquiry, for atma-vichara. Many devotees came to Bhagavan through that path. After doing much japa, even Kavya Kantha Ganapati Muni, when he came to Bhagavan, he said, I am doing japa, but I am not able to find the essence. Kunjuswami, when he was only 5 years old, he belonged to Kerala, Palakkad. One day, at the age of 5, he had a dream. In dream, Shiva appeared and gave him Panchakshara. Next day he woke up and forgot the mantra. And he was, a great longing arose, so much of pain. He was praying, Lord, I forgot the mantra. You see, next day again the same dream repeated, and Shiva again appeared and gave him the mantra. Bhagavan had one friend, his name is Mani. You know, that is very common name. But the prefix, adjective to that name is Pokri. Tamil people will know the meaning. Pokri Mani Pokri means, how to translate it? Naughty. That is, in fact, you have to say rowdy. It's a rowdy. It's a very mischievous person. He used to create so much problems, perhaps. So, once his brother was very devoted to Bhagavan, Rangan, Velacheri Mani. So his mother, he was taking his mother to Tirupati. On the way, they got down at Tiruvannamalai, and his mother said, I have heard that our Venkatraman is there in Tiruvannamalai as a great sage. This is a chance for us to go and meet him. Let us go. He said, I am not coming. I heard that Ayagamal went there and he did not come. See, it is very dangerous to take me there, because I am not like Ayagamal or Nellayapayar. I will catch hold of his ears and bring him back. He can act like a Swami to others, but not to me. I am his friend. I have played with him. This is the thing that he told. So his mother was, of course, afraid of him. So she silently went to Tirupati. When coming back, in Arunachaleshwara temple, she inquired with some pujari where Bhagavan is. And leaving this money Iyer there, she went to Virupaksha cave to see Bhagavan. After a few minutes, this person also felt like going. He felt, let me go and see what magic has come over him. So he just ran behind, and at Virupaksha, when he saw Bhagavan, there was no Venkatraman there. Here Arunachaleshwara was sitting. As Humphreys wrote, his body was just like a dead corpse, and through the eyes, God was radiating terrifically. It was just Shiva. He just fell down like a cut tree. Fell down there and was weeping, sobbing. Bhagavan did not care. He had to take back his mother to their village, but he was not going. He got attached to Bhagavan. And then somehow he put his mother back home and came back. And always used to be with Bhagavan. Bhagavan never spoke at that time. And one day he said, Bhagavan, I am not able to do Atma Vichara, or I am not able to sit quiet. You have to show compassion, you have to rescue me. He held to Bhagavan's feet. And he was not leaving. Bhagavan said, Chi, Mani vidu. Shiva Shiva nu summa iru. Said, keep quiet, Shiva Shiva. See, that devotee started dancing. Bhagavan has given me mantra. The Chumma Iru usually works with every devotee. But for him, the Shiva Shiva worked. From that day onward, he used to chant Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva. Day and night he used to chant. It mixed with his breathing, with his blood. Every cell in his body started throbbing with that Shiva Shiva. Vishwanatha Swami has written about him. And he has written that in his later days, in his old days, he used to do Shayana Pradakshana around Bhagavan's hall, chanting Shiva Shiva. When people used to oppose, he used to say, you don't know what Bhagavan has done to me. He is Bhagavan's Valmiki. In a way, Rama made him a rishi. Like that, Vishwanatha Swami has written, he was so radiant with that Brahma Tejas. Because that Nama was enough for him. Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva. So Nama Japa, when you get it from a great sage, one Nama is enough. In that way, see, spiritual life is so simple. Karmadi shiridindu shumma marandirikka, says Bhagavan. Many got it with so much simplicity. One word from Bhagavan was enough. One nama from a saint is enough. There is no difficulty in controlling the mind. All these things are for those who are not mature enough to receive the grace. When you have that kripa sakshatkara, when you come in contact with that stream of grace, anything can work in spiritual life. One nama is enough. And that nama japa also, sometimes it will be kirtana, sometimes it will be a single nama. Uttama stavad. Stava means like Aksharamanamala, it's a big kirtana. You chant it aloud, then you chant inside. Chittajam japa. And the japa will go inside, it will throb inside you. Mind means only throbbing. See, what is mind made of? Mind is nothing but throbbing. Mind is nothing but spandana. Every thought is a spandana, a vibration. Every emotion is a throb. Good emotion, bad emotion, all different kind of spandana. So when this mantra goes inside, it constantly throbs inside you. And that throbbing, all other thoughts becomes quietened. In the deep within, in the deepest core of your being, this throb goes and finds itself merging in the primordial throbbing. The throbbing of the mantra goes and merges in the real mantra which the inner being is chanting. The inner being is constantly chanting a mantra as aham, 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 aham. That is the chanting of the inner one. That is the mudra of Shiva, mudra of Dakshinamurti. Hridaya kuhara madhye kevalam brahmamatram hi aham ahamiti sakshad atmarupena bhati. Deep within, that Brahman is shining forth as aham, aham, aham. So when you chant some mantra, you go deep within and you come in contact, come in touch with that throb. And the moment your mantra touches that stream, see, any spiritual practice, till you touch that real Ganga inside you, that is real Ganga. This outer Ganga is also a representative of that inner Ganga. When a guru initiates you to some mantra or some upadesha, you go, you take it inside, and a moment comes when you have a glimpse of that inner stream, that srotas, atma srotasi samvibhavyam. Even Buddhists, they say, they are translating it as stream winner. That's one stage which Buddha says a spiritual aspirant transcends from one stage to another stage to another stage, and it is like if you have got into a flowing river, the boat will naturally go. You need not put effort. Like that, you do sadhana, you put so much effort, but the moment you become a stream winner, the stream will take you further. Bhagavan also says this. First, outside you inquire, who am I? You trace the I. From where the I thought arises, you go within, and something else from within comes and receives you, takes you inside. So that is the dhara. Bhagavan calls it as dhara, the stream, the force of the self, the power of the self, the kripa shakti. So that when you come in contact with that shakti, your spiritual life flowers. Till then, outwardly also, good yogis, they can recognize whether a person has touched that stream. Till then, you will be playing in the surface. You will be doing mantra, japa, you will be doing yoga sadhana, you will be doing bhakti sadhana, you will be meditating for hours, but you can make out where he is. The moment he has touched that inner stream, something blossoms within. A kind of lightness comes. A kind of relaxation comes, as if you have got a seat in unreserved compartment. You squeeze yourself inside, got a seat, you are relaxed. Like that, you come in contact with this Shitala Tirtha. Says that coolness comes. That's what Bhagavan says. Chittam kulira. The moment Arunachala, you touch me, you give me that diksha, I will become cool. Chittam kulira. Gatir hastam vait. Amudavayaitira arunmati Arunachala. The moment you give me that teaching, I will become cool. Shitala. Bhagavan was Shitala. That is what Sadhu Swami has sung. Ati Shitala Paramashivam Arunachala Guru Ramanam. He says, who is Ramana? Ati Shitala Paramashivam. Ramana is Ati Shitala Paramashiva. He is so Shitala, so cool. So that coolness descends inside you. The moment you come in contact with that stream, when you chant the nama, the mantra, and you observe where from this mantra arises, without your effort, that ajaba jaba happens, and later on you see that the inner being is throbbing with a mantra. That is the real mantra. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, Aham Nama Bhavat. The inner Atma has one Nama, that is Aham. And that Aham also is given by you. In Sanskrit you say Aham, English you say I, Tamil you say Nan. So it is outside the lips. This Shabda, verbal name, is also outside the lips. Inside, what is the language? Even animals, this nama is throbbing. Ya tiryang nara devata biraham ahamiti antasputa grihyate. Even in a small amoeba, in a unicellular organism, you can see this I. If you have eyes to observe, you can see I even in a stone. There is no place where there is no I. This aham, this I, is the primordial throb. It is always there. And you see what Bhagavan says, it is the real fetus. He says it is the real fetus. Karuva mahantai. Nulladu narpadu, Bhagavan says Karuva mahantai. It is the real karu, it is the germ, it is the seed, it is the first manifestation of the inner being as the throb of I. So when you chant some mantra, it becomes manasi japa, and the japa goes deep within and merges with that incessant, timeless japa, which was there even before the body formation, which was there in the heart even before the body grew around it. The world appeared around it. That is the first throb. So that mantra, this outer mantra japa, takes you to that inner mantra japa. All the bhavanas comes to an end there. Bhava balad bhaktir hirtstale manaswasthata. So there you become swastha. When you come in contact with that inner mantra, ahamayam kuto bhavati chinvataha aipadatyaham nija vicharanam. Here begins the Atma Vichara. You come to the heart center, till then you have not come to the heart center. You are in the center of the abdomen, in the stomach. In Bhagavatam there is a beautiful shloka. Udaram upasate ya rishivatmasu kurpadrishaha. The gross people are always in the plane of udara. Udara means abdomen. They will not cross that border. When you come in contact with a mighty spiritual being, you are lifted from that center to the heart. Udaram upasate ye rishivatmasu kurpadrishaha parisara paddhatim. That parisara paddhati means from that center all the nerves spread out. That is parisara. Parisara paddhatim hridayam arunayo daharam. See, I always wonder that Hridaya Upasana is done always by the sages called Aruna lineage. Those who come in the Aruna lineage. It is in Bhagavatam. Those who come in the Aruna lineage, they have the Upasana of the heart center. See the sagely words, power of the Rishi Vartma. So Bhagavatam says Aruna lineage, Arunayaha, the sages who come in the tradition of Aruna. So Arunachala. So the moment you come in the heart center, it opens. And from there, it just shoots forth like a lightning to the Shiraf Paramam. That Shira is not this head. It is the spaceless spot, that Bhuma. Tata udagad ananta tavadhama shiraf paramam yet sametya na patanti kritanta mukhe. After attaining, no more fall into death. No more coming into the mouth of death. You cross the border of death. You go to the realm of deathless, timeless state. So, the moment you come in contact with a sage, this you recognize, locate this heart center. You find the source from where the thoughts come forth. Vrittayastvaham vrittimashritaha vrittayo mano vidyaham manaha. The ahankara, like a flame, moves in that center. And you search, probe the source of that I thought, and you find the I thought disappears and something else arises from there. Ahami nasha bhaji ahamaham taya spurati hrit swayam. Paramapurna sat, the heart, the hridayam, that paramapurna sat, that reality will reveal itself, will uncover itself, will shine forth. Paramapurna satya. That satya will shine forth, the truth will shine forth. Spurati hrit swayam. Spurati means it just shines, reveals. Paramapurna sat. And that satyam is not the ego. It is not the ahankara. The ahankara disappears when you inquire. Without inquiry, ahankara will not disappear. That is Bhagavan's teaching. Without vichara, ahankara will not disappear. Na nudiyad ulla nilai, nam aduvai ulla nilai. The state where the I arises not. That is the state where I am that. Nan udikum stanamadai nadamal nan udiya tannilappai sharvadevan. Without inquiry, how can you recognize that state? How can you attain that state? So you have to inquire where from this I thought arises. This is the central teaching of Bhagavan. Find out where from this I arises. Seek the source from where the I thought arises. The moment you seek, the I thought disappears. The I thought, the thought I, which is the sender from where you interact with the world, is the Hridaya Granthi, which gives you all the sufferings. The moment you inquire, this I, ego, disappears, and there you find something else, which is mere simple existence. Even in deep sleep it is there. When you go into deep sleep state, ahami leena kepi, alaya sattaya. When the ahankara is merged in deep sleep, the body is not there, the mind is not there, the ego is not there, the world is not there. You wake up and say, I again want to sleep. Few more minutes at least. Why? Why do you want to lose everything? What do you gain there? Something fulfilling is there. Some deep satisfaction is there. And where does the mind merge in sleep? Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says it merges in Brahman. Brahma sampanno bhavati. It merges in the heart. But you do not recognize it when you wake up. And that recognition is realization. You recognize that you are not lacking anything, that supreme truth is already within you. Your very nature itself is Purna. You are not this body, you are not this mind, you are not this ego. You are the Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupa. You are the Atma Vastu. If you have trust, By mere listening that you are the Atma, you will get awakened. You even need not do Atma Vichara. Only when you ask how to attain it, then only this teaching comes. Find out who wants to attain. Find out who is asking this question. Who is this I who is inhabiting this body? What is it that is always throbbing inside us? I. You seek, you hold on to it. Bhagavan has written one verse. It is the entire teaching of Bhagavan is condensed in it. Ahamenum moola aviddai ahandrida ahamahamaha allum pahalara ahamulir atmadevan padattinil ahamahilvaha anisham ramikyave. Whole that shloka is full of aham. Ego, I, is the primal ignorance. To remove it, erase it, you have to inquire. Day and night, hold on to it. Find out what this I means. When you seek what this I inside you, this I will disappear and something else will manifest from the heart as aham, as pure consciousness, as the boundless space of awareness, as peace, as shanti, as bliss. And that is Bhagavat Swarupa, that is Arunachala Swarupa, that is Ishvara Swarupa. You will realize God when the ego is blown out. You recognize God inside you. Unukul Ishan Olundirundane. Thirumalar says, Ishvara is hiding inside this body. You have to churn him out. Uravukol nattu unarvu kayitral irthu muruga vangi kadaya munnikkume. You have to churn him out. Like you churn butter, you have to churn him out. With Atma Vichara, with self-enquiry, you churn him out. The Atma, you realize inside, then you find the greatest fulfillment. You become, your body becomes a temple. Your heart becomes the Shri Koval. There you realize, you see God. Arunachaleshwara is inhabiting there. Shiva is there. You are always conscious of him. Allum pahal ara, without day or night, timelessly, that awareness of Shiva is there. That Shivanubhava is there. And that is what Shiva Upadesham idunti para. This is Shiva Upadesham. When you remove the ego, when you do Atma Vichara and find the Atma Vastu inside, it is Ishvara. What you all these years hitherto recognize as Jiva gives up its limitation and reveals to you as Ishvara. Isha Jivayor Vesha Dhibhida. Only Vesha is different. You remove the Vesha, you remove the outer dress, you see Isha there. Ishvara there. Isha Darshanam. Atma Samsthitihi Swatma Darshanam. When you abide in yourself, that is the realization of the self. You abide in you. You are not abiding here or there. You are abiding in your real nature, in your real self. And that is Ishvara Darshanam, Bandha Mukti, Atitam Param Sukham. That supreme bliss, that transcendental joy, which is beyond bondage and liberation, that you have it here. Here you will have it. Now you will have it. Before you drop the body, not after death. When you are alive, whatever may be your prarabdha, wherever you are placed by the Lord, there you can have it inside you. You have the realization of the God. It does not matter who you are, where you are placed. Many devotees, many Mahapurushas, they were all doing their own regular routine of work. It is not that the moment you get a teaching, you have to build an ashram. You have to just, your prarabdha will work out. In Maharashtra you can see so many Mahatmas, so many saints. They all worked. One was a mason, one was a tailor, one was a shopkeeper, one was a ritualistic Brahmin, one was a great yogi. The Shoka Mela was a toilet cleaner. A Toti was, when he died, see, Namadeva was searching for his body because it was an accident. So many bodies were lying there, you cannot find head or foot or anything, all flesh. It was a building crashed. Namadeva was searching for Chokamela's body. And when he used to go to every body, if he find a piece of bone, he will take it and keep it in his ears. And when he recognized this saint's body, each bone was throbbing with Vitthala, Vitthala, Vitthala. So that kind of awareness of God, that labdhva puman matto bhavati, stabdho bhavati, tripto bhavati, atmaramo bhavati. That kind of inundation, Bhagavan uses the word uvagai veri, that lahari. That kind of inundation has to happen, that kind of ecstatic state where Ramakrishna stayed day and night in that state. Even one devotee was a drunkard. When he happened to visit Ramakrishna, he asked, "What kind of drink you are having?" And you know what Ramakrishna said? "This is a very powerful drink. If you take it once, entire life you will be intoxicated." Sakrida dana vidhuda dvandva dharma vinashtaha. Sakrid means once. You take it once, you consume it once, all your life that lahari will be there. That completion will be there. See, many devotees we have seen, those who have even had a single darshana of Bhagavan, they remembered it with so much joy. Even their own father or mother or relatives they forgot. But Bhagavan's darshanam, they kept it inside. Even Sharadaka's mother also, she had Bhagavan's darshan. But she used to say, Bhagavan looked at me. And all her life she carried it. And her father, always he had that passion. Day and night he dreamt about Bhagavan, wrote about Bhagavan, spoke about Bhagavan. Always lived in Bhagavan. So that is the thing that you get. See, getting drunk means always you are in that plane. You need not reveal it outside. That kind of bhava, mahabhava, that is spirituality. It is not simply that you read some book and get some intellectual understanding. No. Vivekananda, when he wrote a letter to one lady who wanted to advise him about how to have disciples, how to organize things in America, he wrote, "My dear mother, see, I am not learned in these worldly things. I don't want to also. But I have touched that potion, that liquid, which evaporates this world. This makes the world a zero and man a god. I have touched that. I have seen that state. And don't misunderstand me. Don't take amiss. You are all babies." He is speaking to a lady who is elder to him by 30, 40 years. He is telling her, "My dear mother, you are all babies. Babies must submit to be taught." So, where from that authority comes? It comes from realization. It comes from that God consciousness, where you are complete, you are whole. It's Ishvara alone is there. No person, no individual. It is He who is doing His work. So that is the completion. That is what we saw in Bhagavan, 54 years, all his life, even now. That Ramana Lahari, that we have seen the essence, some portion of Upadesha Saram, and we are very fortunate to have got this 1 hour, more than an hour, to speak about Bhagavan. And you have more satsangs today. In Bangalore also in the month of May, we have planned to have our usual satsang. That time we will see again. After this in Tiruvannamalai also, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Ashram, Shivaratri, from Shivaratri onwards, 1 week, there will be talks in Tamil. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. Yato mamatma bhavasittvameva, tato na vachim mama kinchidasti, yatha taveshtam kurumam tathaiva, Tvam Atmanatham Ramanam Bhajami.
So what if Anna could not talk to us on the topic assigned to him? It was filled with Karuna, and it was like a Purna Sudabdi. And in a sense, due to the time constraints, he did for us what Bhagavana did of the Gita. Saroham Iha Sarasya is what Anna has blessed us today with. I request our President Dr. Sharda Natarajan to kindly hand him over a token of our love and thanks. Thank you. We'll now break for tea. Along with tea, prasadam is also served. I would request all of you to kindly have at the counters outside and then come back. We'll assemble in 20 minutes for the next session. Please also collect a complimentary copy. Okay, you can take half an hour. Also, please pick up the complimentary copy of the book Ramana, My Master. And Center's books and CDs are available at a discounted rate of 25% on this occasion. We'll be back in half an hour. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramana.